So Putin's cured the Rona then? I didn't realise that invading a neighbouring country would sort of cut the balls off the media on the old... If I'd known that 2 years ago, I'd have got a couple of tanks on eBay and headed up north. Normally I would prepare a speech and write down a few words, but I haven't done that today for two reasons. One, I've got a 6-month-old that keeps me awake all night, so I'm being lazy. But the main reason is I just wanted to come and stand here and just say what comes into my heart while I'm stood here. And I can think of two things. One is that this isn't over. You obviously know that, that's why you're here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that do believe it's over. Now, Russia is a distraction for sure. They were never going to report the in the mainstream media, and they certainly aren't going to report it when they've got a war to focus on. So that's part of it. But also what comes out of Russia-Ukraine is exactly the same as what came out of... It destroys us, it destroys society. And they use it as an excuse to put prices up and all that kind of stuff, and then you're going to have your... That will come next. I know it sounds depressing. I'm going to get to some happy stuff as well in a bit. But I think it's important that we realise that it's not over, which is why events like this are great, and we stay organised, and we keep our networks like our stand in the parks and stuff like that together. So that's great that you guys are doing that. It's amazing. The second thing, and more importantly, is I just want to say thank you. If I'm honest, I just want to say thank you to every single one of you. And every single person at home as well. Every single person that stood up and fought tyranny. I really, really, I struggle to put it into words. March 2020 was a lonely time. But I want to say thank you from my heart and from my family to all of you. Because it's not easy to stand up. You know, people lost their jobs. They faced this absolute psychological bombardment. They lost family members and friends as a result of the fact that they saw through this narrative. Now, with my surname, I'd lost all those people years ago, do you know what I mean? But I understand that it was really, really difficult for a lot of you, and yet you still stood firm, and that's incredible. So thank you so much. The reason why I'm thanking you, really, is I know what's coming down the line, as we all do, that it is going to get worse before it gets better. There are dark times ahead, but the fact that you've stood up and you fought back, that fills me with so much confidence that we can win this. Now, I never doubted for a minute that we could win this, but the fact that I'm looking at all you guys and you've stood up for 2 years of psychological bombardment and coercion, and you stood up and said no, that's amazing. That's amazing. We've built a brand new family now. Like, you're all my brothers and sisters. Yes. And I honestly don't see what they can throw at us that we can't take now. I honestly can't. They are cowards. And this is another thing as well. Because people have been talking a lot on this stage about the things that are coming in terms of the policing bill, in terms of the online harms bill and stuff like that. And a lot of people seem to think that that's a show of strength from government. I think that's the absolute opposite of that. It's because they're terrified. The online harms bill is nothing more than shutting down the alternative media and shutting down people exposing tyranny. And the policing bill is nothing more than shutting down us protesting tyranny. Now, if they weren't frightened of us, they wouldn't have to shut that down. And so I'll keep this brief. My wife's laughing somewhere at that. But it's just an honour to stand in front of you guys, and I have done for 2 years, travelling all around the country speaking to like-minded people, and it's amazing to be able to do that. It's an absolute honour and an absolute privilege. And we are going to win this. 100% we're going to win this. We just need to stand firm, we need to stand tall, as we have done for 2 years. And be kind, because people are awakening. They might not be here yet. They might have had 2 jabs, 3 jabs, 24 jabs, but they might not want the 25th one. And so we need to be kind to those people. We need to welcome those people in. Because these people in that building, for one, that are trying to instigate this great reset, have instead instigated a great awakening. And it's an amazing time to be alive. As much as it doesn't feel like that at times, it's an amazing time to be alive. And we chose this as well, don't forget that. We chose to be here at this time in history because we knew we could win this. I hate losing, so I don't think I'd have decided to come here if I thought we were going to lose. Now I'll just leave you with this football analogy, and this ties into the fact that I believe we chose this. If someone said to you, you can have one game for England, and you play one football match for England, and that's it. Now you get to decide every single thing that happens in that game. Would you pick an 8-1 win against Trinidad and Tobago? No, you wouldn't. With Germany, probably. 2-0 down, you pull one back, they get another goal, you miss a penalty, get a player sent off, you manage to get it to extra time, then they score, then you equalise the last minute, it goes to penalties, and you think to yourself, just win 4-0, mate. But that's what we do as humans. And I believe that's what we're doing now, and that's why we chose to come here to fight this tyranny. And it's hard, and it's difficult, and there's sometimes I wake up and I just think, you know what, I cannot be bloody arsed for this today. But we dust ourselves on, and we fight on. And thank you so much to everyone for doing that for 2 years. I love every single one of you. Really appreciate it, thank you.